So you're starting out as a wedding photographer and you have no idea what gear to buy or get. In this video, we're going to share with you exactly what you need. Let's go. Before we get into the video, I want to say welcome. If you are new to our channel, I am so glad you're here. To join our community, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything that we share on Thursday with bridal tips and photography education. As a wedding photographer, there is so much information about what gear you need to buy, and everybody has an opinion about it. When we were just starting out, we had no idea either, and so we took our 10 years of experience, went back to the drawing board, and made a list of exactly what you need to be successful. So for ease of watching this video, we've broken it down into 4 sections, starting with cameras and accessories. Now, we're Nikon shooters, and whether you're a Nikon or a Canon, there's some things that you need to know before purchasing your camera body. The first is you need to have a full frame camera. I made the mistake of starting out with a crop sensor, and it caused me so much grief. I couldn't blow up the pictures big enough. I couldn't deal with low light situations. I was constantly pushing my camera way too hard, and the pictures suffered because of that. So save yourself some grief and ensure that you start with a full frame camera. The second thing when looking at your camera is, does it have a dual card slot? That dual card slot is going to act as an insurance policy. So let's say you only have one card slot and you're photographing and something happens. There's a card malfunction. All your images are gone, but because you have bought a camera instead with a 2 card slot system, you're able to actually back up and have an insurance policy right here in your own camera. The next thing that you want to look at is, for your camera, is having more than one battery. You don't want to be staring at your camera at the very end of the wedding and knowing you still have to shoot the exit, but you're almost out of battery life. That slows your camera down and stresses you out. So make sure you have at least one backup battery, if not 2. So the next part of this section is the card case. We started out with lots of those little card cases, the plastic ones that SD cards and CF cards come in, and so I had them running all over my bag, which meant that sometimes I had to go searching for them or double check to make sure I wasn't using one for a second time for one wedding. So this keeps everything in one place, and it allows for different configurations. You can get them with CF cards, you can get them with just SD cards, depending on what your camera takes. But it's super easy to find on Amazon. It keeps everything in one place, and it allows you to keep it in your pocket or on you at all times. So lastly, when you're dealing with the cards that go in your camera, you want to make sure that you have the right size. I started out with 8 gigs. Then I went to 16, and that was long before I ever shot weddings. If you are trying to shoot weddings with a 16 gig card, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to be changing cards rapidly, constantly. On the other end of the spectrum, if your cards are so big that you never have to change your cards at all during a wedding day, what happens if both of those cards corrupt? You have your entire wedding on those cards. So we recommend a good middle of the road size is about 32, maybe 64, depending on your camera again, to ensure that you're not putting all your chickens in one basket, all your eggs in one basket, so that you spread them out over a period of time. The next thing in this list is a camera strap. Now, I know that your camera comes with a strap straight out of the box, but those will destroy your neck and your shoulders as a wedding photographer. You have that on your body for 8 or more hours a day. One of the straps that we found really works well as a single strap is the Black Rapid. It fits nice and snugly on my shoulder, allowing for the pressure and the weight of the camera to be distributed throughout my body a little bit better. Lastly, in the cameras and accessories section is, of course, a camera bag. Now, if you're just starting out, everything that we're listing here, the cameras, the lenses, the strap, are going to be able to fit in here or be carried by hand. This is super sleek, super comfortable, and easy to access. It's a bug-out bag. It was created by Sal Sincata, who's an active and working wedding photographer. What I love about this is that you can either open up the top of it, or you can actually zip it if it's raining outside or it's cold and get directly into the bag without ever lifting up the flap. Inside of it, it's got tons of pockets for business cards and different bits and pieces for your camera. And then of course it has a section that can be customized to you. It's got a place for your camera and a couple lenses. And even if you are just starting out, you can put your off-camera flash in here or some triggers. So section 2 is all about lenses. And these are our workhorses. When I first started into photography for weddings, this is what I used. It's a 24-70, it's a wide angle lens, and I use that constantly for family portraits, for bridal party pictures, for zooming in on the dance floor to make sure that I didn't miss a single moment. That is definitely number 1 to have in your list. But number 2 is a 50mm lens. It is a phenomenal portrait lens. It creates beautiful images. And when you're first starting out, it's a great detail lens as well. If you haven't got the budget yet for a 105, this will kind of take care of you until you get to that point. So starting out, instead of giving you a list of 600 different lenses that I think you ought to have, these are the 2 main workhorses to start with. Lastly, in the lens section, you need to have a cleaning kit. Please, please do not take your sweater and wipe your lens. Don't breathe on it and go on the lens. It doesn't work well, and it actually gets moisture into your lenses and can cause mold and other issues that will make your lens no longer good. We are now in section 3, lighting and accessories. So when you are photographing weddings, you can't predict the weather. You don't know if the venue you're going to be in has a window or not. And so you need to have at least one good speed light. I've had this one since my very first DSLR camera. It's a little bit antiquated. It's a Nikon SB600, but it works so well on a wedding day. And so whether you're Canon, whether you're Nikon, or whether you use something else, make sure that ultimately what you're getting is not going to melt. We made the mistake of buying cheap, really cheap flashes in the beginning and literally got rid of them after one of them almost caught fire because it couldn't keep up with the demands of the day. Do your research, make sure that you're getting quality over a cheap price point. Now, you want to take this off camera. It's great on camera, that's fantastic, but you get such better portraits when you can take your light off camera. So a trigger will go on top of your camera in place of a speed light. And this will fire and send a signal to your speed light, letting it know it needs to go off. So something like a pocket wizard would be perfect for a one light setup with just one flash. So let me know in the comments, do you already have a flash? Do you have a favorite? Do you have one that you're thinking about buying? Okay, next, you have to have somewhere to put this thing. When we started out, I had the cheapest speed light bracket out there. Literally, my lights would fall off the stands in the middle of the first dance. Not good, definitely disruptive. So you want something that will tighten down and make sure that your light is not going to go anywhere at all. Whether you have some kiddo climbing on your light stand or somebody bumping into it while they're trying to get cake. So now that you have a light and you have a light stand bracket, you need somewhere to put it, which is what leads us to this, a light stand. And it's a recent purchase for us. I wish that I had had this when I was first starting out because it would have made my life so much easier. It's from Savage, and it allows me to really get into whatever situation I'm in. So this has one leg that will actually go and interdependent of the others, which is so nice because if you're in a tight space, it goes really close up to the leg. If you need it to go further down, it will do that as well and extend out, while the other two legs can be separate from this one, which allows this, if it's on a rocky surface, to make sure that your light stand is super, super stable, no matter where you're at. Now that you've set up your light stand, you need a weight on it. This is what we use just recently, but there are cheaper versions. In this case, price point isn't necessarily as important as safety. You need to have a weighted bag on your light stand, whether it's filled with water or filled with sand, or in some cases kitty litter or tools. Either way, the most important part is to make sure that you have weight on that stand so that if somebody bumps into it, it doesn't fall on them and then you are in trouble for hurting a wedding guest. The next thing in your lighting accessories, you need to have a reflector or a scrim. When we first started, I had a 30-inch. It was teeny tiny and absolutely 100% useless. And so we use this one from Profoto, and I don't know where I have been where I missed out on the fact that these things have handles, but this is so helpful if you're shooting by yourself or if you've been working all day and your arms are really, really tired. So this one is a large. It has a white and a silver side for different looks depending on the style of photography that you use, but it's definitely something that you're going to need on the wedding day for details and for portraiture. Lastly, in the lighting and accessories section, you need to have a shoot-through umbrella. This one is a 45-inch. It's a good mid-range. It's not too tiny. It's not so big that you can't handle it on your own. It comes with a black cover, so whether you're wanting to shoot through it by itself or pop the cover on and bounce the light, it works really, really well to shape light if you're not wanting to bare bulb your flash. Okay, so we're in our last section, which is additional accessories. This is something that has saved my life so many times. So you walk into a wedding venue or getting ready hotel space and it's ugly or it's dirty or it's messy and you want to take beautiful detail shots, but there's nowhere to take them. This thing folds up just like a reflector into a really small container and allows for you to up-level your detail shots. So that was a whole lot of gear in a very short period of time, and you may not have been able to write it all down, but that's okay. If you head to the show notes below, we have a link where you can go and download that list of all the gear for both Canon and Nikon, and you can research it at your leisure and make the best purchases for your business. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helps you as you make your gear purchase decisions. If you liked this content, let us know by hitting that like button. And to get more content just like this for your business, hit that subscribe button. If you have a fellow photographer friend who is just starting out and could really use a list like this, share that with them, share the love and help them out. Again, thank you so much for watching. We will be back every single Thursday with more content like this. We love that you joined us today. We can't wait to see you next Thursday.